Hello friends, welcome to Del Soccer. My name is Delali Frank and this is News Daily where I serve you with all the major trending news in the last few hours. In today's edition, we're going to talk about Chris Hughton. The head coach has spoken. We've heard from him for the first time after there was rumor that he's going to lose his job. What he has said about the two qualifiers that Ghana is going to play, the African Cup of Nations as well. And we also talk about Ghanaian players. I have update on Ghanaian players. The Black Stars captain, Andre Ayew, there's rumor that he's going to go into a club. Which club is he going to? We're also going to talk about Inaki Williams, who has made a record in Athletic Bilbao. We look at what he has particularly done, and then updates on Thomas Partey, and then Daniel Kofi Kyereh. These and many more is what we're going to discuss today. As usual, if it's your first time, hit on the subscription button and let's build this community together. Without wasting much time, let's get straight into today's news. So let's start off with Chris Hughton. I brought you an update that there was rumors that the Ghana Football Association were planning to sack Chris Hughton after they believe that performances of the national team has not been great. The rumors were happening, the rumors were going all around, but finally the FA president made a post which seems to suggest that they were not sacking him. And the fact that he has not been sacked today also means that the head coach is still going to be in charge. And also the fact that the Football Association released the squad list for the Black Stars game means that the coach is still in charge. But prior to that, he has granted an interview with BBC where he had talked about the African Cup of Nations as well as also the two qualifiers. But in that interview, he said something. He said that the African Cup of Nations, yes, is important to Ghana, very important. And he said that in as much as we would want to look ahead of it and prepare for that, Ghana has two important games that we need to play, which is the World Cup qualifiers, one against Madagascar and also Comoros. So I'm going to quote some of the things he said. I can't give you the exact video because copyright may come after me. But we're going to look at the quotes and what he said specifically. And then after that, we would break it down and look at what the head coach has said. But he has said that if you look at Ghana and the situation we find ourselves now, it is very easy for everybody to look at the team and say, yes, the African Cup of Nations is coming. We need to work towards that. But he admits that the most important thing that Ghana needs to do is to concentrate and get good results in our two World Cup qualifiers. I think that's very important. For the African Cup of Nations, like we may win or we may not win. You know what I mean? But for the two qualifiers, every country, as a country, if you look at the resources and the revenue we are going to generate, the Football Association would want him to qualify for the World Cup. And if he's able to win these two international games and get 6 points out of that, and even goes to the African Cup of Nations and does not win, he will not lose his job. Honestly, I think there'll be more emphasis on that, and I think I like that. He knows what his bosses want, and he's basically concentrating on that and giving them that. That's what every employee should do. You know what your bosses want, give them that. So Chris Hughton has spoken. He said yes, in as much as that the World Cup, the African Cup of Nations is very important, that some countries are doing very well. It is also equally important that Ghana concentrate on the two friendly international games and manage to win. So Ghana will be playing against Madagascar on the 17th in Kumasi, and then we'll go to Comoros and play against Comoros too as well. Now let's move from the Black Stars and talk about. Let's move from the Black Stars coach and talk about Black Stars players. Let's start off with Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams this season has scored 5 goals with 3 assists, basically performing brilliantly well. Last time I brought you an update on how brilliant he has been. This time around, he has moved to Athletic Bilbao's 20 all-time top scorers charts. The young man has scored a total of 93 goals now, which has broken a record or has equaled a record of one of Athletic Bilbao's legends. So currently, the Black Stars forward has scored a total of 91 goals, I should say, which is same as Athletic Bilbao's legend Zijanda and enters Bilbao's top 20 all-time scorers charts. Inaki Williams has done it. Inaki Williams has done it out of 394 total appearances, while Zijanda did it in a total of 291 goals. Inaki Williams has scored 91 goals throughout his career with Athletic Bilbao, and it's important to know the reason why his record or his game records is as many as 294 is that the young man has played basically almost every game for Athletic Bilbao. I think it's just last season that he missed one game, I should say. Prior to that, he has played every game for Athletic Bilbao. And him and his young brother becomes one of the few blacks to play in that particular team. So kudos to the Ghanaian, and we wish him the best of luck. Now let's go to other Ghanaian players and talk about injury updates. The first one is Thomas Partey. At this point, there's reports that Partey has gone through another surgery and he may be out to the end of the year. And it's quite disturbing because Partey last month, when it was the last international break, he was here, played for the Black Stars, played in our 2 friendly games, went to Arsenal, expect him to continue playing football. Out of nowhere, we understand that he's injured. And now he has undergone surgery, and reports suggest that he's going to be out to the end of the year. And now it is not certain that he'll be going for the African Cup of Nations for the Black Stars. It's a big blow because he's a great player. Partey in your team only the super player, but consistency and injury has been his problem. He can't consistently play football and is mostly always not available. So at this point, we don't know whether he's going to be available for the Black Stars. That's a huge problem. The other player is Daniel Kofi Kyereh. Recently, I brought an update that he has started slide training and we are hoping that he will come back to come and play. Unfortunately, his head coach has come out to say that the recovery process has faced another setback and now they are not certain on when he's going to come back to come and play. A young man, very talented, but we've not seen enough of him in the national team. Went to the African Cup of Nations, the World Cup, didn't play enough games, and out of that, has been out due to an injury for basically almost a year. Like he said, almost a year, because it's been a year since we went to the World Cup, and that's hurting. Such a talented footballer out. And I don't know, but in the last time Ghana went to the African Cup of Nations, or the World Cup, I should say, at least 5 of our players have faced injury. And I don't know why. Injury is part of football, but the rate at which Ghanaian players are getting injured is something that we need to start looking at. Because Partey has been injured, Majid Asmeru, Kofi Kyereh, Usman Bukari, mention them. Daniel Amate, Alexander Jiku, all these players, one or the other, has suffered injury. And that's disturbing. You know what I mean? But we definitely wish them the best of luck and hope that Ghanaian players will stay fit and continue playing football. But it's something that I'm going to look into it, do a video and comprehensive content on Ghanaian players and the number of them that has been injured this season. But today we talked about the Black Stars and also some update on Andy Ayew. There's reports that he may be going to France. We'll follow it keenly and update you on the team that he'll be going to play for. So that's all for today's edition. We talked about Chris Hughton, Inaki Williams, updates on Thomas Partey and other Ghanaian players. As usual, my name is Delali Frank. Until we meet again. Bye-bye for now.